September the 20th, and last night got down to the mid 40s. So what we're going to do is go ahead out here in our swale system. We're going to chop and drop the sacrificial false blue indigo trees. We're going to lay those down, and chop and drop's just another word for mulch. I think it's more or less kind of a hardwood mulch term. So we're going to chop and drop and lay down the limbs and the leaves that are on that nitrogen fixer down onto the ground. And that's the method that we use to fast track soil building, and especially for trees, because swales are a tree growing system. These are tools I'm going to be using today. Two pairs of, this is like for smaller stuff. This is a kind of a wore out pair that I use for woody material, and then of course these loppers. So that's what we're using. Just hand scale items. That's it. I'm looking back to the east right now, sort of toward the north now, and you see the 6 foot, 7, 8 foot tall trees in the swales. Those are the false indigo nitrogen fixers. Those will be chopped and dropped today. Just give you sort of an indicator of what size they are. I'll walk up next to one. So 7 feet tall, minimum. Not pollarded, taller trees. Walking through the swale bottom right here, and this whole bottom is covered in gamma grass, I think. So this grass is able to survive with water, submerged in water. Sometimes in this world we get a little, we have a tendency to put the cart before the horse, so we want to get out there and just go to town building or engineering, and you know, so I put these swales out there, and for what? I don't really want a whole lot of ditches in the ground. That's not my it's not my goal. What I want is a lot of big trees. You know, the swales are just a method to jumpstart that process. And we get about 48 inches of rain out here, and after this coming up on the fourth season of this system, um, I'm not 100% convinced that I needed to put swales out here. I sat with the property for about a year before I decided to do it, but would a ripping plow or a yeoman's plow have been a better solution? It's possible. The one thing that I think this is going to accomplish that maybe the yeoman's plow might not have accomplished, I've got a creek over here that's downhill of that system, and I'd like to get that running again. I've actually had a spring come up back in the wet season, and so I know it's charging up. I think it's about a 7-year process. So in terms of that, that may be a benefit that just rip plowing may not have accomplished, but it's kind of a moot point now though, because the swales are in, they're going to stay there, and the trees are growing. All right, we're down to the last bottom swale. A good haul of sage. So as you can see, we got the coppicing and the pollard. Some of it we pollard, some of it we coppiced. It's false blue indigo is a sort of a bushy, kind of a bush. It has a tree-ish form, but they don't get too big. It took us about 2 hours to do that. It's about 1,000 feet of swale. I didn't count the trees, but I'd say, well, we ordered 100, and I think pretty much all of them took. So I'd say around 100 trees. So we got that completed today. Like I said, about 2 hours. I don't think we jumped the gun. I left a few trees on here and there as shade. On the whole, we chopped and dropped everything, and it was just hand tools, just loppers and shears. So was not a very time consuming thing, and the scale of it was very human. The human scale. The swales are maybe knee deep at the most, and trees maybe, probably 3/4 inch a caliper at the most. Most of them were smaller than that. And when we were out there, we noticed pecan trees, lots of persimmon. The persimmon have done the best. We've got there's raspberry out there. There's some currant, some gooseberry. There's also elderberry here and there that we put in that we thought we had lost. I had some apples out there. We lost those. I had there's a heart nut out there that's doing well. We lost the pawpaws. The persimmons are doing good. We got some volunteer persimmons doing really good, and there's a volunteer plum tree out there now, not in the swales, but in the same area. We've got some black walnut coming up that I put in back in probably winter. So those have At least some of those have sprouted. And I've got some trees over here that I think I'll plant out there. More black walnut. That's the update on the swale system out here at Perimeter Permaculture. Appreciate you guys watching, and thanks for all the subs. Thanks for all the kind words and support, and drop us a comment.